Hi everybody, I wanted to share a quick video on what is now my multi-grafted trifoliate orange tree here, which is a cold hardy citrus tree capable of surviving here in zone 7A, where we see temperatures near 0 degrees pretty regularly during the winters, or at least a few times a year we will dip to around that point. So this tree, as a seedling, has already survived several winters to about 3 degrees, maybe even slightly lower for a few hours. So it's definitely weathered the cold. Now we'll see how well these grafts do with this coming winter. So we have about 1, 2, 3, and 4 grafts that came from a trifoliate orange tree nearby that had relatively high quality fruit and made a very good lemonade. So I was happy enough with it to graft it here, so we have a trifoliate orange variety that's fruiting in our yard. And then we also have over here, I sourced a Citradia scion, which is half sour orange, half trifoliate orange. So based on its lineage, I imagine that it can survive our winters, especially grafted higher onto the trifoliate orange. Perhaps that'll impart some extra cold hardiness, and those will work very well together. So I'll just give you some close-up shots of some of the grafts here. Most of these are cleft grafts or modified cleft grafts. So they look very healthy. You can see these two grafts side by side. You can see that difference too between trifoliate orange and Citradia. And you can see there's definitely some other genetics going on there. You got that wider leaf, that unifoliate leaf, lighter color, and smaller thorns compared to these huge gnarly ones here. You get used to them, but they are still a little scary. We've got more trifoliate orange here, doing very well. A little leaf curl, but besides that, these grafts have healed very nice. And actually, if I could get a close-up over here, you can see that graft, that callus tissue there, healing very nicely. Maybe I can even get it here. You can see that cleft graft right there. And down here we have another very healthy graft. This one's looking very good from down there. And then we got one down here. And this one came, this shoot came from the bottom here. And I stripped all the other branches and just left this graft here. And you can see this one was a modified cleft graft. And that's healed very nicely. Those have fused together well. So this branch will just be that new variety. So I cleared out some other branches around just to give these more light and more resources. But this tree should fruit, or flower and fruit, in the coming years. Maybe in the next year or two we will see our first fruit on this thing. I'm hoping to keep it not too tall, but it'll be very nice to have our own fresh citrus here. Even if they're not conventional citrus, I think the novelty of growing them here alone is enough for me. Not to mention the juice was not half bad at all. I do think trifoliate orange flavor is a little bit exaggerated online. I don't find it to be quite that bitter unless you're biting into the rinds or getting those oils. Instead, the juice is very acidic and very lemon-like, so I think it makes a good substitute in a lot of cases, but it probably varies from person to person, and I may just have a better tolerance for that. But that's basically our tree right here. I will give updates in the future as I come back to check it out, but more than likely next year we'll do a side-by-side with how it's looking this year, and especially if we get some flowers and fruit, it'll be very cool to see the progress side by side. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this thing here. Again, this is in zone 7A. We'll see how it weathers this winter and how these grafts do, but I'm confident they'll do very good, especially since winters have generally been pretty mild in the past years as well. So I think even our Citradia here should do pretty good, and if that one survives, I'll certainly add other varieties like Citramello and Citrange onto this tree as well, so we could have a bunch of different cold hardy citrus. So it'll be a fun project in the years to come. Look forward to that in future updates on this tree and perhaps some of my other cold hardy citrus trees. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.